Well, the stories flow and sometimes flourish at family gatherings over the holidays. And if preserving those memories is on your list of resolutions for 2013, Mike Davis here is your man. He joins us today, and he's created a new easy-to-use app to record oral histories of families called Story Press. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to us about this app. It's a very innovative way of archiving your family's history.
Absolutely. I actually created the app for my grandma, and she asked me about a year ago to recommend an iPad app for recording her voice. And I said, why? And she's like, I have all these amazing stories. She's 84 years old.
Right. And
I did some research, and I found, there's plenty of tape recorder apps out there, but they're cold, they're dark, they're not really meant for family history. So I came up with this idea for an iPad app that actually interviews you. You don't need to worry about where to begin. You just select the topic. It could be your wedding, your childhood, your honeymoon, your college career. You pick it, the questions scroll by, and as you answer them, it turns them into an audiobook that can be saved and shared forever.
And that's what kind of separates this from your typical voice recorder, is the interview questions.
Absolutely. There's a few things that separate us. One is the interface, right? It's not a giant on-off switch like a cold tape recorder. This is meant for family history. It's meant for baby boomers and senior citizens. Second of all, you don't have to worry about where to begin with the interview package. And third, I think one of the most innovative parts is, what do you do with that file when you're done? We didn't want to have, grandma worrying about email and SMS. When you're done, when you hit upload, it goes to our own cloud, and it's a permanent hyperlink that's as easy to share as a YouTube video that'll be around forever.
And you can take those links and I guess make a more permanent version if you want, or?
Exactly. These links are yours. You can share them with friends and family. On our website, you have your library. So you have the collections of Mike Davis, or the collections of Grandma, all of her stories. And then that link can be shared with anyone, so they can see the collections of Grandma, or they can see individual books that she created or he created. And it's not just meant for senior citizens. I've done this myself as practice. I'm 30 years old. I've been married. I have a honeymoon. We've created them, and my parents and aunts and uncles love listening to them because they're neat. And
it's great. I mean, just thinking over the holidays and how many families get together, there's so many legacy stories that get passed down, and I'm sure that was kind of the impetus.
Yeah, and in fact, that's one of the dividends that we may not see paid off for a few years. Because right now, you have your Holocaust survivors, World War II survivors. Most of them, a lot of them are still with us, and we can get them to create these stories. And going to VFWs is a big part of our initiative this year, getting all these stories on the record so that 20, 30 years from now, when people are doing their research, they have their voices and their narration to attach to them.
And when someone passes on, unfortunately, it's so hard to, delete their cell phone or whatever. You constantly call just to hear their voice, and this is a way to do that.
Ideally, you'll have hours and hours of audio from your relatives that'll outlive all of us.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mike Davis, for joining us today. The app is called Story Press. Right now, you can find it on the iTunes. That they'll be coming out with an Android version soon enough. And you can find all the information you need at storypress.com.